What generally acclaimed actor do you think is overrated? Kit Harington gets a ton of praise for goatee, but he always seems like a lost puppy to me. We are supposed to believe that Jon Snow is this amazing military strategist, inspiring thousands of men to risk their lives for his cause, the greatest king who never was. But in all his scenes he just looks vaguely sad and confused no matter what's happening. Vaguely sad and confused is a great way of putting it. Lol. Something about his resting expression. IDK if he's overrated or even considered acclaimed. But Chevy Chase is so great at playing the role of an asshole because he doesn't even have to act. That's apparently just how he is according to people he's worked with. Yeah. Bill Murray, who plays both assholes, normally, and some good guys, hates Chevy Chase. He is said to be a self-centered butthole who only does it for rewards and being a pampered actor. Apparently Murray and Chase got into an argument on the set of SNL, and Bill called Chevy a medium talent, which I think is a brilliant insult. It went further than that. https://www.biography.com/news/Chevy Chase Bill Murray feud. Chase came back to the show to host in '78 after leaving and having won 2 Emmys at this point, with a much larger ego, and acted like a pompous ass to the cast and crew. Murray, being the de facto head honcho at the time, called Chase out on his behavior, telling him that everyone at SNL hated him. The two of them got into it. Chase told Murray his pockmarked face looked like the area of the moon Neil Armstrong landed on, while Murray told Chase to go fuck your wife. She needs it. Chase would go on to divorce his wife at the time, Jacqueline Carlin, about 2 years after this. Before the show aired, Chase confronted Murray in John Belush's dressing room and challenged him to a fight. Murray obliged and the two got into a full-on fist fight before being broken apart by Belushi. The show went on with those in the audience and those watching at home none the wiser to what had happened. Murray and Chase later buried the hatchet several years later when they both worked on Caddyshack. Ha. When John Belushi is the rational one. Gwyneth Paltrow. I think her personal life and business taint her and remove from her actual acting ability. She also seems to have done a lot of ordinary films. When she is in a quality film she can be excellent. The talented Mr. Ripley or Royal Tenenbaums for example. She was damn good in Proof with Anthony Hopkins. How many of these are actually acclaimed actors though? Very few. People are confusing generally acclaimed with popular. Rock Dwayne Johnson is not a critically acclaimed actor. Jennifer Lawrence is. In Ops defense, it says generally acclaimed. I took that as acclaimed by the general public, not necessarily critically acclaimed, but I could be wrong on that. Agreed on Jared Leto. He's trying his darnedest to go all Daniel Day-Lewis on everybody, but no one's having it. We're all very aware of your process, Jared. Sending sex toys to your co-stars and acting like a general idiot in everyone's company? Like, come on asshole. We are just trying to relax and recharge a bit in the shade here by the craft services for a few minutes. The scene tonight is rumored to be a very long one, possibly lasting until 3 in the morning. Oh, but here you come, marching up to me and the guys at the picnic table with the intensity of a lion stalking its prey at the watering hole. What's it going to be today? I wonder. What method bullshit is it today? Oh, now you're looking at our chicken wings. Saying nothing. Still looking angry. Yes, Scott made them because we raved about the last batch. So it was very nice to see you. Fantastic. Backquote the Joker is now swatting all of our chicken of our hands and to the ground. Cackling maniacally. Wow Jared, you're really giving this part your everything, aren't you? A true thespian. Oh, off he goes now. Locked onto that pool landscaper. Looks like. Fuck. This guy comments. You won't believe this, by the way, but I was scrolling through the Uber Eats app a few minutes ago, but nothing was really jumping out at me. I decided to see if there was anything in the freezer. So I opened it up and saw not one, but 2 boxes of chicken wings. Well, 1.5. But still, it was like that $20 bill you find in a coat you haven't worn in a while. Granted, these are frozen food section wings are definitely not the ideal, I cook excellent chicken wings from scratch and will commonly shallow fry them and apply my own dry rubs or homemade sauces. And then there are Scott's from craft services. His were excellent also. Fucking Leto. Though, I know it's irrational, but in the back of my mind I keep thinking he's going to appear out of nowhere and destroy my wings for no reason. They're all I have right now. Zooey Deschanel. I've always thought her acting is just kind of flat. And I get that to a certain extent, that's part of why people like her. But she always has zero intonation and sounds bored. I liked her before she was Zooey. She bought into herself too much. Assassination of Jess James and Elf. She's not too bad in those when she's not being her caricature. She was fine in Almost Famous too. She was William's older sister. Mark Wahlberg. Sure. He's got muscles. But he's not tough. And whoever thought of making him a nerdy type of guy in Transformers and or that Shyamalan movie was smoking something. Also, George Clooney. He's handsome. That's about it. American Dad roasted him best. Also, George Clooney. He's handsome. That's about it. Watch Burn After Reading, and you'll see both Clooney and Pitt play against their usual type. I think mostly Clooney's giving a movie star performance. He has an audience. They have expectations. And he's acting for them. He can do something other than tilt his head and smirk. Salman Khan. I hate how that dude literally ended careers over petty spats. John Booth. Seems like a real dick. His one line in My American Cousin seemed really shoehorned in. If anyone says Ewan McGregor, you're going to hell. What if I say it 3 times in front of my Obi-Wan shrine? Then Ewan McGregor dumps sand down the front of your pants, but you really can't stay mad at him because he smiles and shoots some finger guns while moonwalking out the door. I usually don't like sand, but this goes against the grain. Do you not like sand? Because it's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere? James Corden. He plays the same obnoxious character in everything, and I have no idea how he became as famous as he is. Never seen any films with him in them. But that guy irritates me, so I agree anyway. I think he was in a pretty decent episode of Doctor Who, where the doctor translates his baby's babble for him. Something about the kid naming itself Stormageddon or something. Everyone who acts in a movie for teenagers produced by Netflix. Don't know why Netflix is being called out on this when the CW has been doing it for decades. Because we've been calling the CW out on it for decades. John Travolta. He's not bad Peresi for me. He's just creepy AF, and it shows in every role. Lol agreed. I haven't seen everything he's done, but the roles that stand out for me are Swordfish, Battlefield Earth, and Hairspray. I haven't liked any of his roles since Grease, aside from Pulp Fiction. He was okay in that, and I actively avoid movies that he is in. Emma Watson. I don't know, she's just not that good at acting. Her performance in The Circle was meh. She was the worst part of Little Women by far. She's fine, but next to people like Saoirse Ronan and Florence Pugh, she's just not in their league. Emma's portrayal of Meg had the sweet disposition and rigid sense of propriety, but her coveting of extravagance and wealth and Meg's acquisitiveness lacked conviction. It was Meg's distinguishing flaw, but she failed to convey it, so Meg was reduced to the insignificant, conventional character. She's already disparaged by modern critics with feminist sensibilities, and Emma could have imbued her performance with more mental conflict to give the character more nuance. That's a very deep take. All I thought when I saw it was how terrible her American accent is. Her American accent is also terrible in Perks of Being a Wallflower, but I still love it. Leave me and my teen angst alone. Semicolon. Jesse Eisenberg. I still can't understand why someone chose him to play Lex Luthor. Producer, hey, we gotta get that Breaking Bad guy to play Alex. What's his name? Eisenberg or something. Casting director, Jesse Eisenberg. Producer, yeah, that guy. He's perfect. That actually fits. Ben Affleck. Same miserable, self-serving slimeball in movies that he is in life. He kind of plays a parody / version of that in Gone Girl. David Fincher does call him out for some unprofessional shit on the commentary, one of the few roles I really liked him in. Because he's / supposed / to be incredibly unlikable. Jennifer Lawrence. Actress but still applies. Edit. There ya go. I think she's great. But she was terrible as Mystique. Which I think has kind of lessened her reputation given the visibility of the role. Rebecca Romijn nailed the part about 1000 times better. You could clearly tell she thought the role was beneath her and wasn't putting the effort in. McAvoy and Fassbender were acting circles around her. To be fair, Fassbender and McAvoy are two of the better working actors around now. Despite some of Fassbender's choices to be in awful movies recently, his choices are quite baffling. But then again, he's probably already checked off enough boxes and is now just having fun, regardless of how the films perform. He's worked with great directors, received critical acclaim, done weird indies and franchise stuff. Now he's just doing stuff for fun and chilling with Alicia Vikander. Keanu Reeves. Gunshot. He isn't a good actor though. Cool dude, but his acting just isn't good, kids. People think being in good movies makes him a good actor. He is not a good actor, but honestly, he is perfect for movies like John Wick. I just can't see any other actor playing this role. He's also perfect for Bill and Ted. Mark Wahlberg. Not very good actor in my opinion, and seems arrogant in interviews, but so many people seem to like him. And I know actors aren't supposed to be smart or educated as a necessity for their profession. But Wahlberg seems particularly stupid and uninterested in anything that isn't him. Will Ferrell. Every movie where he's the lead character it just feels like he's trying way too hard, and I don't care for it. I think he did a great job Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights. Still one of my favorite comedies ever. Jennifer Lawrence. She's become everything that people have spent years joking about Meryl Streep being. Just nominate her by default. She got big because of Hunger Games, and then she got cast in stuff she wasn't right for. She's like a 6/10 actor. She's 10/10 in the right role, though. If I could make money off of investing in movie stars, I would have put everything I had on her after I saw Winter's Bone. She can be amazing. Winter's Bone was really good. George Clooney. Don't get me wrong. He's not bad, but I genuinely can't remember seeing him in a role where he floored or moved me with his performance. He had some fine work on and I love him in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? My favorite story about Oh Brother is that everyone on set just assumed he could sing because his dad or grandfather was a singer. So they get Clooney in the booth to record, and he is horrible. He listens and it is clear even to him he can't carry a tune. So they had to bring in a pro for all his singing bits. I saw an interview where he tells the story and it is pretty comical. I think Rosemary Clooney is his aunt. Jason Statham. He hasn't been in anything good since Snatch. In pretty much every movie he's an ex-cop or spy trying to put his past behind him before he gets pulled into a life-threatening / hostage style situation, usually involving a family member or former mentor. Yeah. He's out for retribution, we get it. I get your point. But does anyone think Statham is a good actor? My impression is that he is well aware he is playing in silly but fun movies most of the time. Exactly. For me, Jason Statham films are my go-to when looking for a dumb action flick. And nothing more. They don't require any thinking whatsoever. I just sit back and watch this dude, who's always pissed about everything, beat up other guys for 2 hours. And I'm pretty sure that's what 90% of his audience is like. And that he is well aware of that fact. And I'm pretty sure that's what 90% of his audience is like. And that he is well aware of that fact. He's not a good actor. He knows it. We know it. It's perfectly okay because we're not watching him to do good things. We are watching him to do awesome things. It's kind of impossible to consider him overrated as an actor because he's never been considered one, and that's perfectly fine. People gush over Chris Pratt, but he's just simply a bad actor. I rewatched Zero Dark 30 last night and every line makes me cringe. He doesn't sound natural when he delivers lines. As Andy in Parks and Rec, he's great. He just shouldn't do drama. I think Chris Pratt is more suited to comedy. Essentially that's what the God G movies are. He seems more natural as a character when the plot is, well, silly. I was a middle schooler when the Twilight movies were coming out, so forgive me if I seem to have a strong opinion for a guy in his mid-20s. But fuck Taylor Lautner. I refuse to look up the proper spelling of his name. He was extremely okay in the Twilight movies. Not shitty, but just okay. His best feature was the fact that he was an attractive dude, and certainly I can't take that away from him. But washboard abs does not a good actor make. He was decent in Shark Boy and Lavageral. Shark Boy and Lavageral was a masterpiece. It will be remembered through the ages as the pinnacle of mankind's achievements. Timothy Chalamet. ISTG, he only has one facial expression he can make, and he isn't that cute. I'm sorry. He's got that heroin chic look which is so off-putting. AWW really? Puts down spoon despondently. Top tier actor Adam Sandler. I don't think he is overrated as an actor. I just think he does bad movies. Literally, the guy has made his fortune on bad movies, which is disappointing because his serious roles are actually pretty good. His acting in the Mia Howard stories and Uncut Gems were amazing. I almost skipped Uncut Gems because of the garbage he's put out in the last decade, but I'm glad I didn't. Jeff Goldblum. I don't see him as the characters he plays. I only see Jeff Goldblum. But I mean, he essentially plays himself in every movie. If you are new to Tattletale TV, please subscribe. I have new videos every day. Stay tuned right now for another